Hey everybody, blessings to all. Hope you're doing well wherever you may find yourselves, and welcome to another episode in my little mini-series where I count down from 20 to number 1. My favorite, all-time favorite for me, album runs of all time. This is episode number 11, entry number 10. This is a British band, one of my favorite bands of all time, and I'm talking about Whitesnake. So let's go ahead and dive right in. There are 9 albums all in this run. One of them, the last one, I will talk about. I want to get your opinion on whether or not you think maybe I should include it or not. I'll explain why. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the debut. This wasn't available in the States, and yet I heard a little bit of it because they played some of this on the radio. They played the title track, and I want to say either Take Me With You or Love to Keep You Warm. And when I say they, I mean the rock channel that I grew up with, that I mentioned on a previous episode, WRNO, which they made stand for We're the Rock of New Orleans, and a lot of people in the States didn't get exposure to this band right away because and then later albums in their discography, they did the same, and it's the 9th album, I think, as well, when it came out in its original form, hint, hint. But this album is not the best debut in the debut, pile, if you will, of bands and artists, but I like it. It's good. It's nothing lower than that. It's not anything higher than that in my estimation, but I like the opening 2 tracks, Take Me With You and Love to Keep You Warm. Love to Keep You Warm, perhaps foreshadowing what's to come with Coverdale when he goes solo. I just love Whitesnake so much. They are in many ways, as so many people regard them, as an extension of Deep Purple. And after all, you have at one point 3 of the members of Deep Purple playing in the band: Coverdale, Pace, and of course John Lord. Lie Down, A Modern Love Song, I think is a good song, not a great song. Day Tripper is, the Beatles cover. I can do without it, but occasionally I will listen to it. I appreciate the sentiment and the love towards the Beatles there. Nighthawk / in parentheses rather, Vampire Blues. I really like this song. I think it's an amazing song, actually. And it's one of those songs that and this is one of the things I've been thinking about. I put on an album the last, 6 months or so. It's like, I don't listen to this song enough, and that's one of them. The Time Is Right for Love. Right off the bat, we have 1, 2, 3 songs out of the first 6 where David has already have love in the title. Again, foreshadowing what's to come throughout the whole Whitesnake discography. I think it's a very good song, The Time Is Right for Love. Trouble, the title track, I think is fantastic. Belgian Tom's Hat Trick, I think this is a very good song. Free Flight is okay, perhaps my least favorite. It's an okay song, and I'll just leave it at that. I was going to see something else, but that I'll just leave it at that. It's not a bad song whatsoever. It's a little, I would say, there's something missing. And then you get Don't Mess With Me, which I think is a great way to end the album. So 10 tracks. And then this is the bonus track issue, which I think is crucial for all Whitesnake fans, because if you don't have it, it's here. The Snakebite EP, Come On, Bloody Mary, Steal Away, and Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, which makes this album even better. And of course, produced by Martin the Wasp Birch, which makes this album elevated in so many people's eyes. So when I said at the beginning that I was referring to only the original 10 tracks as, not the best of debuts and that kind of thing, but I think with the additional 4 tracks from the EP, it makes it a much more better debut, and you can put it, in the pile with some of the best debut albums of all time. So that's where I was going with that. Sorry for the confusion. So Whitesnake, the debut album. Next is Love Hunter, and this is a strong sophomore effort. Long Way From Home, I think, is a killer tune. Walking in the Shadow of the Blues is phenomenal. Help Me Through the Day is an okay song. Medicine Man and You and Me, of those 2, I like Medicine Man more. You and Me is okay. Mean Business, I think, is a fantastic a fantastic tune. Then you get Love Hunter, the title track, which I think is phenomenal. Outlaw is quite good. You see a trend here with Coverdale doing the cowboy stuff, lending itself to talking about card games and poker as metaphor and that kind of shtick. I really like this. I have a playlist where I list all the songs by Coverdale that deal. It's not very long, but I kind of listen to it as a suite. So Outlaw is one of them. It's really cool. Rock and Roll Women is fantastic. Probably one of the strongest top 3 songs on the album. Along with the opening, A Long Way From Home, and Walking in the Shadow of the Blues, and Mean Business. Those 4, rather. So Rock and Roll Women and We Wish You Well is a average song. It's okay. You have some bonus tracks here. Belgium Tom's Hat Trick, Love to Keep You Warm, Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, and Trouble. These are session recordings, and they're quite good. So make sure I cover up this here. So Love Hunter, really good sophomore effort from the band. And then you have a really good album next. Of course, if it wasn't good, it wouldn't be in the run, and this would be in the series. But the album cover is a stinker. I'm talking about Ready and Willing. Excuse me. This is where the band really begins to take off for many critics alike, my estimation as well. You have the original version to start off the album, Fool for Your Love, and I even love this version as well. I like the more hair metal-y version, but I love this bluesy one as well. Then you get the great Sweet Talker. You get the title track, Ready and Willin', which they did play on the radio, at least here in New Orleans when I was growing up. Carry Your Load is okay. Then you get Blind Man, which, is a reworking of his solo song on one of his first 2 albums. So, he only has 2. Well, he has 3 solo albums. Sorry. Originally, he had only 2 solo albums. I can't remember. I think it's on the debut Whitesnake and not North Winds. Correct me if I'm wrong. Blind Man, great song. Even this version does the Whitesnake touch, if you will, and not the solo artist touch. And there's a difference that we know, right? Ain't Gonna Cry No More is fabulous. Love Man is wonderful. Black and Blue is a solid tune. And She's a Woman is okay. And then you have some live bonus tracks. First you have a previous unreleased song, Love for Sale, which is really good. And then you got live recordings, Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, Mistreated, really great live version of that. This is live at the Reading Festival. Love Hunter, title track from the previous album. And then Breakdown, which of course is originally a David Coverdale solo record. Song. So yeah, this is a fantastic... I was going to say phenomenal. Either way, phenomenal, fantastic. I kind of do that sometimes. I try not to. When I record, I pull a Leonard Hofstadter from Big Bang Theory, where I say one word and say something else, so it kind of combines. Anyway, so Ready and Willing, phenomenally fantastic album. And then the 4th one, I got this as a hand-me-down. Actually, I take that back. I got the 45 for... where is it? Don't Break My Heart Again from a friend. He said he didn't want any more because he got the album, and then I got this on vinyl myself. This is a solid record. You get Come and Get It. This very much foreshadows what's to come with Whitesnake 87 and Slide It In and then Whitesnake 87. You get a taste of a more hair, I hate this phrase, but the hair metal-y, more American, less bluesy version of Whitesnake. Come and Get It does that. So does Hot Stuff. At the end, the way Coverdale, has the inflection of the F sound at Stuff at the end with the kind of thing going on. That's the trademark of the later Whitesnake period when it's more. That 80s metal. That's better than saying hair metal. Don't Break My Heart Again, my favorite song on here. Lonely Days, Lonely Nights. Now we're back to that blues that we saw on the first 3 albums. Love this song. This is after Don't Break My Heart Again, this is my second favorite song. And then I would say Come and Get It and Hot Stuff. The first 4 songs are my favorite here. Why Women in Song is great too. Child of Babylon, I think, is a good song, not a great song. I know a lot of people love it. What I Lie to You is a solid tune as well. Girl is okay. Hit and Run is quite good, and Till the Day I Die is pretty cool as well. And then you got some bonus tracks, which are just, alternate rough mix kind of thing, backing tracks, that kind of thing. So, of course, the Snake Escapes on the back. I have the shirt somewhere here. Maybe it's in the laundry. But regardless, this is a very good album. Come and Get It from Whitesnake, their 4th album. And then you get Saints and Sinners. Got the whole band on the back here. And you start off with Youngblood, Rough and Ready. Those 2 songs are decent. They're not great. Bloody Luxury is okay. But then things really get moving with the 4th and 5th tune, because you're Victim of Love, and then you have Crying in the Rain, and then the 6th track, Here I Go Again, and 2 of these, if not all 3 of them, are remade for either Slide It In and or Whitesnake 87. Love and Affection is a very good song, and it's got that combination of that blues period that I'm still on with Whitesnake, and yet it has a taste of what's to come on the next 2 albums. Rock and Roll Angels is a bit of a letdown, but it's not a bad song. Dancing Girls is okay, and then the title track, Saints and Sinners, I'm quite fond of. So this is a very good album as well. At one time, this was my favorite Whitesnake album, believe it or not. And then, of course, you get the monumental Slide It In. This is where they really take off in America. And this is wonderful to have, because if you don't have it, see if you can still get it. This contains the U.S. remix, the 35th anniversary remaster. The title tracks, the song listing is different from the original U.S. version. Doesn't matter, it's still great. And then you get the original UK mix, 35th anniversary remaster. And what I love about Slide It In is, regardless of whether you're talking about the U.S. version or the UK version. Now, as you know, the U.S. version is the more 80s metal type band sound, and then the original UK mix fits well with the first 3 or 4 albums, the more bluesy approach to Whitesnake. Regardless, whether you talk about the U.S. or the UK, and what I'm saying is that even the U.S. has that bluesy side to it, but not as much as the mix of the UK, of course. But either way, what's great about this album is this is a nice segue, which, connects the more bluesier stuff that came before, and also connects what's to follow. So Gambler, again, Coverdale doing the outlaw and the cowboy and the poker. It's a great song, great metaphor for that. Slide It In, very heavy, slow and easy, more heaviness. So Slide It In, slow and easy, and Love Ain't No Stranger, the ballad. Those are my 3 favorite songs on this album. Give Me More Time is kind of lackluster and ho-hum and mediocre. I wouldn't say it's filler, but it's missing some bite. It's missing some punch. Standing in the Shadow is an amazing tune. I love the song. Hungry for Love is quite good. All or Nothing is amazing, another heavy track. Spit It Out. Whitesnake's inverse answer to Kiss's LIU album. And then you have Guilty of Love. And notice you have 3 songs that have love in the title. So, again, continuing with that impetus and drive that Coverdale has to focus on in his music and songwriting, focusing on, sex and love. In this case, lots of love. And the UK version is the same track listing. Again, the US version was different. Some bonus tracks here. Need Your Love So Bad, the single B-side, is great. And then you have the Eddie Kramer mixes of Gambler and Guilty of Love, which are quite good as well. So, excuse me, this is my favorite Whitesnake album of all time. US version. And a close second is what comes next, Whitesnake 87. There are days when this is my favorite, but Slide It In I have to give more props to. Still of the Night's my favorite song by Whitesnake. When I first heard this on the radio and MTV, both, I was blown away. I was like, This is much different from the Whitesnake that I grew up with, but I love it. It fits right in with the 80s. It's heavy. It's a harking back to the 70s in so many ways. There's the bow across the guitar, imitating Jimmy Page and all that. Give Me All Your Love. Great light and shade song, some ballady chorus stuff, but also some heavy guitar-driven stuff. Speaking of heavy, Whitesnake heavy, you get Bad Boys. Not heavy, but heavy enough. Then you get the ballad, Is This Love? Great emotional love song. And then sticking with that, Here I Go Again, emotional love song. Here I Go Again, 87. Straight for the Heart, kind of too bubbly for me. It's okay. Looking for Love, a good song, not a great song. Children of the Night, what a wonderful tune. Very, this is ear candy. You Gonna Break My Heart Again? Okay, it's an okay song. I'd rather listen to Don't Break My Heart Again. Crying in the Rain, wow, great song. And then Don't Turn Away, more of a ballad / upbeat type song. But it's a great song. Yeah, so 11 tracks here. 9 of them are stellar. 2 of them are good or very good. So Whitesnake 87. Now this could have been where I stopped, because the next one for a while I was, when this first came out, I was like, it's okay. There's like 4 really good songs in here, and then later on I was like, oh, I like everything here. And then again after that I was like, and now I'm back to I like everything here, so I'm including it. Slip of the Tongue, you get the title track. Love the title track. Judgment Day has really grown on me. It's not a, it's an emotional song. And it should be. It's a great song. Fool for Your Lovin' remake, great song. Now You're Gone, bit of a slow song, but it's very compelling. I like it. It's a very good song. The only song on here I have issue with is Kitten's Got Claws. This is to this album what Shut Up and Kiss Me is on the last album. Cheap and Nasty's great. It's sleazy and cheesy, but not cheesy in an over-the-top way. The Deeper the Love, great ballad song. Slowpoke music is okay. Wings of the Storm and Sailing Ships. Sailing Ships perhaps hearkening back theme-wise or motif-wise, not necessarily musically or lyrically, to Deep Purple's Sail Away. And I like Wings of the Storm. It's not Stormbringer, but it's a good song. So you have 10 songs, and 8 of them I'm going to listen to all the time when I put this on. The other 2, well, one I'm not going to listen to, Kitten's Got Claws, and then Slowpoke Music is the one I sometimes won't listen to. So anyway, this is a very good album, so I got to include it. And then finally, this is the questionable one, because if we go back, well, before we get to that, 1978, 1979, 1980, 1981, 82, 84, 2 years after, and then 3 years later, 87, and then 89, and then this one comes out much later, 1997 is Restless Heart, and that was originally, David wanted to do a solo album. The record label said, no, it'll sell better, but they put David Coverdale and Whitesnake on the cover, and it lacked bite, it lacked punch, it lacked resonance, is very tame, more about that singer-songwriter type record that, again, because it was supposed to be a solo record, you have Adrian Vandenberg on it, but his music is, the guitar is there, but it's lackluster, and it's not really, it's there, but it's hardly there, I guess is the way to put it. It's not up front. It's not that it's just up. It's not that it's not up front in the mix or in the mix where it should be. It's just there isn't. It's not resonating. It's not. It lacks presence. This is really hard to describe. It's just. It's almost like it's absent, even though it's there. If that paradox makes sense, but So it was meant to be a solo album, and it's supposed to be that, it was supposed to be that singer-songwriter thing. So Coverdale, panders to the record company and puts it out as a Whitesnake album, but it's got his name on it too, so it's kind of a compromise, and it just, fans are not very impressed with it. It rocks in small places, but it doesn't rock enough. So then in 2021, it's redone. It's revisited, as Coverdale likes to say, the 25th anniversary edition, even though it doesn't say revisited on here. It's what's the word I'm looking? It's not remastered. Well, it may be remastered too. It's a redux. It's a remix. There we go. Sorry for the brain bubble again. It's a remix, and they bring aboard Derek Sherinian from Black Country Communion on keyboards, and Joel Hoekstra from I can't remember the bands that he's been in, but anyway, he's here on guitar to spice things up. And this is a rockin' album now. It's got the bite, it's got the punch, it's got the resonance, it's got the crunch. It's a Whitesnake album you expect. Well, it's what you expect to come from a Whitesnake album. It's got those things: the bite, the punch, the crunch, the hard rockin'. Okay, it's not the singer-songwriting, listen to me sing mostly about the vocals. It's got the whole band, really, so to speak, and it's wonderful. Restless Heart, the title track, is fabulous. You're So Fine, it's great. Can't Go On, wonderful. Crying, Take Me Back Again, Anything You Want. These are all great tunes. Too Many Tears is one of my favorite. All in the Name of Love. Here We Go Again, pun intended, a song about love. Your Precious Love, see? Can't Stop Now. These are all fabulous. Woman Trouble Blues, one of my favorite songs in the whole discography. Stay With Me, another song, my favorite in the whole discography. Oi, theme for an imaginary drum solos, okay. Other than that, then you get Don't Fade Away and Can't Go On. Unzipped, these are fabulous. 15 tracks in all, produced by David Coverdale, 2021. This is almost great from start to finish, minus one song, and that's track number 13. 15 songs. Because of Joel Hoekstra's amazing guitar here, made in Germany. I don't know if you can still get it. Came out, as I said, in 2021. I love this album. Now, here's the thing. Am I cheating because it comes out in 2021 and it doesn't come right out after, 1989, Slip of the Tongue? Or do you, like me, agree with me that it belongs as part of the run because originally it came out in 1997 and it is the album after Slip of the Tongue? It's just a remixed version. So tell me what you think in the comments. So again, thanks for watching. Whitesnake is one of my babies when it comes to rock bands that I just love. And next time I will have episode 12, my number 9th entry. Thanks for watching again. Take care. Bye. God bless.